So, formally welcome everybody to the mesh meeting for the month of March,
April.
April. I'm I'm behind and I'm ahead of myself for April. Uh, I don't really have anything since I've been like 80 miles south most of the time. So I'll leave it to everybody else to fill in the space on the recording.
Great. Yeah, I've got a couple things. I guess one thing is that Christian came over. He was having a lot of trouble installing Arden on a MikroTik device. It was a dish, um, and it just couldn't do it. I don't.
It's a pain.
Yeah, he and I tried to. We had two different Zoom sessions where we tried to walk through the process, and it nothing was working. We couldn't. We got to the step where we were doing the PXE boot, and that didn't work. But he brought it over here, and I did it on Linux, and it was worked the first time, just like magic. I don't know. It's very confusing. Um, so I thought that was an interesting tidbit. We found lots of people complaining about it on the forum, so that matches what you're saying, Tom. The other thing he said is that ACS is still really interested in Arden, and he is thinking that they're probably going to standardize on recommending these CPE 210 devices to people just because they are easy and reliable. And they're not bad, right? I mean, I think they're pretty good, reasonably priced devices. So, yeah, I don't know what that means, what it means for them to like pick a device, like if they're actually going to get a lot of deployment that way, but that's what he said to me. So I thought that was interesting information also. Jonathan, KK7PW, is very interested in adding Mesh Chat as a Monday night check-in channel, just like we have, we use Echolink and we use just the regular repeater. But then also having Mesh Chat be an option. And I don't know if that's, I don't know that there's any traction for that, but he was interested in at least exploring if that's could be an option. So I thought I'd put that out there. I don't know. I mean, Tom and John, you guys are sort of involved with running net control. Do you guys have opinions about that, or?
For me, at the moment, it would be very difficult because I don't have a path to anything, any of the sites right now.
Right.
So I could probably do a tunnel, but the thing with that was when I had Mesh Chat up running 24/7 on two different machines, I wouldn't see a message come across my screen for a couple of months. And I would send out a message, hey, anybody on Mesh Chat? I'd get no answers. So I don't know whether it was just I wasn't getting into the system and getting far enough abreast to hit anybody else that was running Mesh Chat or what. As far as using it for checking in, I don't think that would be reliable. Because now you're asking all the net controls to have a PC up and running that's connected to a mesh net node that's actually seeing other nodes well enough to get traffic from other nodes. You know, I know that like ACS, they do WinLink messaging. So send them a WinLink message during the net, or several hours after the net, they'll still accept it. But that's an email, so it's
Right.
like you don't have to be at the PC when it comes in.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I might be fun to have maybe a mesh chat session going.
Yeah.
Like we do later on. We do the 10-meter gathering. I mean, well, we could do a mesh gathering thing, but I don't know that it'd be part of the regular net or not. But like I said, you'd have to whether people would want to check in that way. It seems easier just to pick up the radio.
Yeah. Yeah, the idea of doing it as a schedule, like a one-time scheduled session, just to see like what kind of traction we can get, maybe that makes more sense. And I mean, who knows? Maybe that'll take off, right? Maybe that'll take
Sure.
off, and then we'll get a bunch of interest, and like people start
Yeah.
deploying. Yeah.
And if it increases the number of nodes out there, that would actually increase the ability of people to actually chat with each other in mesh chat.
Yes.
So
Right.
as an incentive, I like the idea, but as a dependable thing, maybe time will tell in that regard.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I'm certainly not against the idea. I like the idea, but
Right.
right now it's not going to do me any good till I get one of my nodes functioning properly again.
Yeah. There was some other stuff that.
By the way, I'm putting a node at my office.
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
Well, I've
Where?
got to be doing some antenna work next week, and we have one spare Cat 5 run up to the roof. And standing where all the antennas are, I'm looking right at Beacon. So I'm just going to stick. I've got a TP link here I bought to use for like demos and classes and whatnot. I'm just going to stick that up on the roof up there.
Where is
I've
that
got a
location?
I've got a TP link that's not being used too.
My original TP link that I bought for doing this, I loaned to ACS for a field operation up at Maple Leaf Reservoir, and it's still there. ACS just kind of took over. I never got it back, so I went and bought another one. $40. Who cares? So I'll stick that one up at work. My office is down on the Mount Baker neighborhood off of Rainier Avenue. So it's like I said, I could see Beacon from the roof.
Yeah, there used to be a Burger Queen there.
It used to be. There used to be a 7-Eleven and a Baskin Robbins too, but they all. Well, the Burger King closed down because of vandalism and low business because of all the homeless people that were surrounding it, camping out. And then eventually, because they boarded up, the homeless got inside, and because there was no heat, they decided to build fires to keep warm, and they burnt the place down. And then 7-Eleven closed because of all the shoplifting and violence and whatnot, and customers wouldn't come in there because they were accosted by these homeless people. So they closed down, and somebody torched them as well. So I work in a lovely neighborhood. Thank God our warehouse is concrete. It won't burn.
Great.
All right. Anything else, Nick?
Well, just the last thing is that I got these two LoRa. I mean, it's not Arden, but it's these LoRa devices that this is, I think, let's see if we can get it to focus. I don't know. It doesn't matter though. It's this device. It's got Bluetooth and a 913 megahertz antenna, and it's got this really, really nice enclosure. It's got a solar panel, and it's got this like beautiful, beautiful mounting plate and the case, and it all like fits together really nice. It took a while to get here. It was, I don't know, it was probably a full 4 weeks, maybe 8 weeks. When did we have Steve Monsey and
About 8 weeks ago.
What's that?
About 8 weeks ago.
Yeah,
Steve.
so I ordered like right after that. So it took a while to get here, but yeah, I just got it in the mail today. I'm going to set it up and see how it works. And I asked Steve and Madeline and Amy, who are all in the club and been playing with this stuff, if they will speak about this at the May club meeting. So the May club meeting, we might do a LoRa show and tell thing. We could also do some, just like open that up more generally and do a mesh thing at that meeting too. I don't know if that's interesting or not, but I thought it'd be neat to have them just talk about what they're doing. And now I have a couple devices, and so we can have at least have a demo of what it looks like. And LoRa it'll run on 913 megahertz. in just as regular consumer unlicensed. But you can also get LoRa devices that run on 433 megahertz in the ham band that does require a license. It's sort of dual band. It's like there's in other countries, right? Of course, it runs on totally different bands. So yeah, I just thought it was interesting to explore it. It's in many ways, it's really similar to Arden, right? Because it's this self-organizing mesh network, right? Like each node automatically finds the other nodes it can talk to, and that then extends the range. It's super low bit rate, right? It's not, you can't do voice and video over it, right? But you can do text messaging over it. So it'll be, you know, interesting to see it and see if it's, see what the is there an existing LoRa deployment here in Seattle? I don't know. I haven't even turned a note on yet to see if there are other neighbors that it can see. So I've got 2 of these, so you know, at least we could do a demo across the room. But
Very cool.
that was what I had to talk about. Those
All
3
right.
things.
Tom, do you have anything else in regards to maybe the beacon link?
Not so much the beacon, but the Mount St. Vincent node is ready to be installed. When you Nick mentioned the MikroTik having issues getting those things programmed with Arden, yes, that thing is also MikroTik, the router board, and it was Frank first tried and just couldn't get it to go, and I tried and tried and tried and struggled, and found out that it's absolutely a 2-step process. The first step, I thought I bricked it because it would just go through the reset and then look like it was coming out of reset, and then boom, it would go back into reset. Even now, with Arden completely loaded on it and it functioning, it resets about 10 times at power up before it actually comes up and operates stable. Every time you power it down, when it powers up, it goes through that reboot cycle and takes it was about 11 minutes from power up until it's actually up and meshed.
Yeah.
And Christian, I thought, that's weird, but yes, that seems to be a normal thing for those.
Christian ended up going through the MikroTik like recovery process where you reflash it with the factory firmware using there's a tool that MikroTik has called, I think it's called Net Install, which I mean, I think under the covers, it's basically just a PXE server, but it's their PXE, and somehow he managed to get that to work, but he couldn't get the tiny PXE server or whatever the software that Arden recommends is. So yeah, it sounds like a giant pain in the butt.
Yeah. But anyway, so I don't know, it was before I went on vacation, I actually got that loaded. And then I had just very basic settings in it so that I could, you know, check that it was meshing and whatnot. But since I got back, and I wasn't able to get on the last month, but I actually have it duplicating exactly all those settings in the current Providence Mount St. Vincent node. So they are exactly this. Everything is the same in it, other than, of course, its MAC address. But so it's ready to install, and it'll just be a swap out. And nobody out there in the real world will notice because it's going to have the same name, same coordinates, all that on there.
Great.
So whenever a team can get together, and I know that Doug Kingston is very anxious to get up there because he wants to also set up that as a ham WAN access point, so people will have a ham WAN in this area. Where I live, I can't get ham WAN because I can't see into the high level sites, but I can see Mount St. Vincent. So if they put ham WAN there, I'll have direct ham WAN access. So.
And so is the thinking to do those both at the same time?
Yeah, make it just kind of one big project. But you know, the idea is to get the mesh up at least minimum until he gets all the equipment ready to get the ham WAN installed, because that's more antennas. And this is just one antenna has to go up and just plug into the existing PoE, and it's ready to go.
Oh, so we might do those separately as 2 different.
Possibly. I know he wants to do a reconnaissance trip up there, and you know, I've been unavailable because I've been out of town, and you know, a lot of stuff's going on. He's retired, so, and you know, I told him just get with Frank if you need access, or I know Nick, you like to get involved with all that as well. So
Yeah.
I don't know what your work schedule is like. If you have time during the week
Mine's totally
that you're
free.
available. Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, I just need to get everybody plugged into each other that has time that can go up and do it. Um, obviously, Frank can't climb towers, but I think Doug would probably be able to install the antenna without any problem. If it's a day that I'm not available, if you guys want to go up and do that. So I should probably get this antenna in the hands of somebody that's got more available time right now, and I'll get in touch with Doug and see if he wants to just take
Cool.
the antenna so he has it, and then when everybody gets up there to do what they got to do, if it's just a reconnaissance trip, maybe there's time to at least put up that antenna.
Awesome.
All right, thanks, Tom. How about you, John?
I'm still off of the mesh. I've got some equipment here that could be used to tunnel. Yeah, I know that the ACS has the option of providing tunneling. I just need to contact the right person to schedule a tunnel session.
Carl Leon can help you with that, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, since I've played around with the mesh equipment, I probably have to start ground zero and relearn
Okay.
everything I learned. Yeah, it's where I'm located. It's just hopeless to get a signal in and out.
I
Okay.
wish we had somebody that was further south on Beacon Hill. I mean, there was one guy that was interested, but he hasn't showed up for quite a while. Gosh, I can't remember his name. It was a KE7 something call sign. He was checked into the net a few times too, but
Is he the treasurer for Mike and Key?
might be. I think he was involved with that club, but he's farther south. But I think he's in a position where he would have a signal with John. And I was thinking with
Yeah.
Anna as well, but we haven't heard from Anna in a while either. So I don't know if she's still.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with Anna.
Anna has not checked in on the net for over a month.
I've heard her occasionally on the ACS net, but not very often. So I don't know. I'm sure it's just time constraints, like with all of us. Life gets in the way when you're busy making other plans. But yeah, it'd be nice if we had somebody a little bit further south on Beacon that would, be able to light up South Park and Top Hat area like that.
So, Nick, what's your schedule look like tomorrow afternoon? Well, tomorrow after breakfast.
I think it's free. Yeah.
Because I owe you a trip to the Alaska.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Senior
that
living.
would be great. Yeah.
And then when we're done with that, I can run you home.
Sure.
Be a captive audience.
Yeah,
So,
let's do it.
And we still, so I'm flying out Tuesday afternoon. So that leaves Monday free for me here in town. If you want to do something on Monday, I'm also available if you want to pick your poison. We need to
Yeah,
get that equipment off the top of the senior center.
Oh, in the junction, you mean?
Yeah.
Yes.
And rather than wait on the cook to let us go up through the kitchen, it just requires a 18-foot extension ladder. And then you pull the ladder up and go up the other section of the roof. It's 2 sections to get up there.
Oh, so you mean go up from the outside?
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I wonder if it makes sense to do that on a night that Jim is there. Not, I don't guess maybe it doesn't even matter.
Well, he could be our spokesperson with the leadership there to let them know that, like, the Monday night that he does his ham jam, we could be working outside.
It's the
Right.
first Mondays.
Oh, that's not going to be. I'm not
Couple
even.
of weeks.
Yeah, it won't be till
Yeah.
June for me.
Yeah, that's
Right.
like 3 or 4
Because it was
weeks away.
last. It was Monday before last that
Yeah.
the last one was. So the next one's not until May 6th.
But
Yeah,
I don't have to. I don't have to be there.
Exactly. Yeah. Just need somebody to bring an 18-foot ladder.
Yeah. Do you have one, Tom?
I got a 24-foot, but I bet Jim would probably have one.
Yeah,
So
he'd
yeah,
have
maybe we'll talk
access
to
to it.
him tomorrow morning. I bet he'll be at breakfast.
Yeah, we can do that. We seem to be doing everything without you, John, but you're welcome to come in.
I'm just trying to stay tuned in.
Is that Brookdale Admiral still working?
I saw it actually. My node saw it. It just doesn't have a connection, like a reliable connection to it. I can't bring it up the setup page, but I saw it show up as a neighbor.
Is it reliable to Steve Monsey from his location?
He has said so in the past, but I don't think he regularly keeps his node
No, I
turned
don't think so
on.
either.
So, yeah.
Well, maybe we can put a LoRa node there um, at the building, and then everybody around that can tie in with a LoRa.
Yeah.
Since the mesh is having a problem with all the cell sites.
Yeah. You think it's cell interference that makes that connection hard?
Well, that's why we had to put the filters on it, because
Yeah.
we found that there was some cell interference.
And that I would say it's gotten a lot worse. And I remember the last time we were there, weren't they doing cell work? They were adding or moving stuff or adding new
They
stuff.
were putting in a backup power system.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
At least what he was thinking that's what was going to happen.
Yeah.
He was doing the site survey for it.
Interesting. Yeah, I should just go there and make sure it's got the latest version of the firmware. I mean, I could do that from the sidewalk. I don't even need to.
Yeah, I was going to say you can use your little dongle thingy and reach from the sidewalk a little a little north of the main entrance, and you have a clear view of the antenna. Somebody's sneaking in.
Yeah. This is my wife Susan heading off to catch a ferry.
Oh no.
Maybe you'll see her, John.
I'm an ugly fairy.
Yeah.
I remember the joke when I was first coming out about ferries, and oh my gosh, we have our own navy.
All right. I don't think we need to keep recording. I think we're probably pretty much done.
We probably should have
All right.
stopped a minute before I said that.
I do have Ron, before you shut her down.
Yeah.
Do we have a plan for the for the hosting of this next month?
I'm not going to be here, so it'll be up to you to get on, but you won't be able to record it. Maybe we'll just not have a meeting next month.
Yeah, I might be able. Well, I can. There's two options here. One is I think I can record on my computer. I can't record on the cloud. I can test that, and if that doesn't work, then I can send my Zoom link. I have a Zoom account, So I can just send that as the for the Zoom session. And
Okay.
but Nick, are you going to be here for the next meeting of the Northwest Mesh?
I will definitely be in town. So if we have a meeting, yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, I can. What I'm offering is to make sure that there is a Zoom session, but it would be good if somebody like yourself, Nick, could kind of lead the discussion since you're much more in depth on that.
Yeah, I can facilitate. That's not a problem.
Yeah, so I'll make sure we have a Zoom session, one way
Okay.
or the other.
Okay. Sounds good. I'm gonna stop the recording.
Okay.
Thank you.